In this After Effects tutorial, I'll show you how to animate typographic posters. Hi, my name is Manuel. This will be done in just a few simple steps using different standard effects, so stick around. To follow along, you might want to download the project file. Alright, let's get started. This is the comp we start with. Let's create the text animation. We grab the type tool. I use Source Sans Pro Black Italic, which is an Adobe font, I believe. Works with any other font as well. Size 360 pixels, let's give it a fresh pink color. Stay is the first word. We position it in the center, roughly. Let's quickly activate rulers. Command R and add a guide. We open the text property and add an animator for the position. Open the animator property, set the Y position to -270 and set the start and end point to 0. Set a keyframe for the endpoint, then move to 30 frames and set the endpoint to 100%. We open the advanced settings, make sure units is percentage based on characters, smoothness is 100%. Speaking of which, let's select the two keyframes and open the graph editor. Make sure the snap icon is activated and edit speed graph is selected. And smooth out the beginning and the end a little bit. Awesome, nice and smooth. Let's duplicate the text layer. Position it below the other one and replace stay with save. And let's change the color as well. Let's make sure it sits on the guide just like stay. We want to animate that back to the beginning, so let's set the endpoints at 70 frames. Duplicate the two layers and move them to 70 frames. Then we just need to switch the two words. Save needs to stay up on top, and stay needs to go down. It works best with two words that have the same amount of letters. All we need to do now is add a mask. With no layer selected, we grab the rectangle tool and draw a shape around stay. Color white, with a little bit of space around it to make sure all letters are inside. Scaling the shape a little bit. Let's quickly name it mask and hide it. Then we add a set matte effect to the first text layer. We take the matte from our mask layer. Then we copy and paste that effect to all the other text layers. Awesome, part 1 done. Time to actually create some posters. But let's sort out the grid first. The size is 1080 by 1920 pixels, in our case 3 tiles wide and 16 tiles high, which means one tile is 360 pixels wide and 120 pixels high. Command N creates a new comp. We set the size to 360 by 120 and name it tile. Okay. We add the text comp and scale it down to around 41%. Position it in the center. Then we create another comp, this time 1080 by 1920 and name it poster. Let me quickly resize the view. And we add the tile comp. We use the alignment tool to position it in the top left corner. Then we add CC RepeTile, expand it right and down, 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 until the whole screen is covered. Awesome. Well, not that great, everything animates at the same time. That's where time displacement comes into play. We add an adjustment layer, Option Command Y, and name it FX. And add time displacement. Set the max displacement time to 2 seconds, the time resolution to 24 frames for now. Okay, this effect needs a displacement map in order to work. So let's create a solid, Command Y, name it displacement map and move it down. Then we add fractal noise to that solid. Settings are all fine, well let's maybe reduce the complexity to 4. Next we set the time displacement layer to displacement map. And the source to effects and masks. This looks really strange. Some quick explanations though. The time displacement effect replaces pixels across time depending on the luminance of the displacement map. Gray means the actual time, black means back in time, and white means forward in time. So we need to have one color per tile. Therefore we add mosaic and recreate our grid. 3 horizontal blocks and 16 vertical blocks. And let's increase the contrast of the fractal noise to 500. Alright, let's have a look. Okay. Finally, we animate the evolution. Start at 320 degrees maybe. Set a keyframe. Then at the end, move it around once and end up at 15 degrees. You should play around with all the effects settings though. It's a lot of fun and you get some crazy results. Let's hide the displacement map. First poster done. A second option. Let's get rid of the fractal noise and add a gradient ramp instead. Move it above the mosaic. Let's actually set horizontal blocks to 1. We position the black start of the ramp up here and the white end down here somewhere. Now the animation's moving upwards. If we swap the gradient colors, move around the points, and even decrease the luminance a bit, we end up with something like this. Awesome, right? One last thing. I've chosen a different font and added the tile 4 times to the poster comp. And in the displacement map, we simply use the fractal noise effect, no mosaic. And set the fractal type to turbulent smooth, noise type to block, invert, contrast 500, scale 300, complexity 1. That creates a unique and abstract type background, which I think is really cool. On the left side I've added some videos you might like, so see you there in a second. Subscribe to my channel on the right side, I'd really appreciate it. And hit the bell to get notified when my next video is dropping. Thanks so much for watching, see you in the next video, bye!